Are you ready? You think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Bring the water!
It may be late. It's a new year. It's a Netflix kind of night. Welcome in to Let Me Tell You Something, Brother, the most electrifying hour on 216 and that very, very, very special edition. Do not change your calendar. It is Monday night. We thought, hey, little kickoff, guys. New year, Netflix and Raw. And boy, what did you call it, Tom? Timu
WrestleMania.
Of course, we are live from Tom's Production Studios. You can't get a better place. Look, if you want to do a podcast, you got a podcast idea, you need a place to do it right here. Tom's Production Studios will take care of you. 216 Creator Studios and Tom's Productions. You think it, he'll link it. Not only that, but he'll put you on a podcast. Come on in.
Better believe it.
There you go.
All right, so we just had the first ever Raw on Netflix. It was
That's a better pop than Hogan got.
it was had more of a reaction than Logan Paul.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I mean, the build up for it. You're anticipating a big special night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the match cards, the rumors of who's going to be there and not be there. I mean, like I said, start a show. It was Timu WrestleMania, starting with the very first match. But before we get into the first match, they pretty much did like a nice little history montage package.
Yeah.
What were they on the Intuit Stadium in LA?
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know what the actual name of it, the venue
They'll
is, but
change it
Los
every
Angeles.
That's right.
Where the Clippers play. I mean,
Where the Clippers play.
it was a cool stadium to watch Raw tonight.
It's definitely a stadium like for some sporting event. We were talking in the green room, it's a cool stadium because of all the technology that's out there. I feel like they could have utilized it more for Netflix.
Right.
Like, I mean, there was always the red squares that you saw, but I feel like they could have done more with that kind of thing. I didn't understand the whole, like, I was disappointed in the beginning. You made announcements on his tour with Triple H, talk about the hardcore title. You talk about Travis Scott. He, comes out with the title, which we'll talk about later. But like, I would have really liked to have some sort of a new song, something for that drop. Especially when you drop the curtain the way you did.
They probably should have started with the concert.
For sure.
Just get it in out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, nope.
No.
And then after Triple H did like his little package, then they had The Rock came out to his normal theme song, not the Final Boss. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but like he had kind of tears in his eyes coming down that ring.
Oh, for sure.
And
Triple H?
No, The Rock.
Oh, yeah, he did. He got goosebumps. Yeah, he was pretty emotional.
I mean, that was like the real Dwayne Johnson coming down. Like we didn't get The Rock I was expecting. I was expecting the Final Boss, some authoritative figure out there. There was rumors that he was going to replace Adam Pearce.
So it's very
as the
business.
GM.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
but he
business.
was also very family. I mean, his daughters were there, his mom was there, so it was like he kind of, he's coming off the heels of the premiere of, Moana 2 and all that stuff. So like he's still in that father mode, and but again, all the rumors were he was going to be involved with the match. He was going to be that final boss. And that's what you all wanted. You wanted the buildup of Rock and Roman at WrestleMania.
And I mean, and then that match, it started out with Roman and Solo, where it was like I want to say, what time did the match start, Ken? Did I write down that time? 7:32.
7:30.
So a half hour into the show,
Yep.
the match finally started.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like, this is what now the third tribal combat match in under a year.
Third and final one because
No, because they had Cody and Solo.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about with Roman.
No, yeah. So it was Roman's second, but I mean, it was the third tribal combat
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
And it was like there's no new surprises that came out. KO coming out made no sense.
yeah, that was an interesting thing.
It was like only came out to get Cody out there.
Mhm.
That was the only reason for that. But like, I would have went with Drew McIntyre
Yeah, being
Yeah,
in the
if it-
same brand.
going after Roman and his
Yeah.
guys. But and I mean, yeah, the match itself I think was what 20 minutes, not even. And
Yeah, it wasn't even, I don't think.
I mean, for if it was a regular Raw, not the special edition Raw, it would have been fine.
Mhm.
But when you're expecting I mean, this was a pay per view quality thing. I mean, they were treating this almost like a premium live event,
Oh,
like
for sure.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, you called it. You're like, hey, 90 minutes of wrestling and 90 minutes of
commercial.
commercial.
So, like, I don't know. My biggest drawback right away after like they dropped the apron with Triple H before the Roman match is the picture right here.
Oof, yeah.
That the ring advertising, the dark green, and all those advertisements. I mean, we said that when Netflix announced the deal
Yeah.
that they're going to start doing product placements, and
Yeah, it was like back in July or something. when you
Right.
said that.
and I mean, this was my probably biggest gripe there. It's like when you watch that, it reminds me of today's NBA. Where you got
The
all the
jerseys.
advertisements on the jerseys, the courts, everything. And it's like to me, it looks like you don't have money.
Yeah.
Well, before when WWE, like it was just their logo and that was it. Like you get maybe their blurb before the match of whoever's sponsoring the match.
Mhm.
But like there wasn't products everywhere. And this is like, it's just, to me, just felt like a 90-minute or not, sorry, 3-hour episode of advertising for Netflix.
Yeah.
And whatever.
But a
brands
lot
in there.
of the ads weren't like we talked about. I mean, like it was very weird product placement because like you had Fortnite in the middle. You know,
Right.
and normally anyone that knows anything about the sports, the largest photo is the most expensive.
Mhm.
So like, and you had that shown throughout the night with the commercials for Fortnite. Travis Scott is a Fortnite character. He's done performances. There's always that tie-in. Thank you for Hayden for those key features about Fortnite. But what I thought was very interesting was like none of these are their new sponsors.
Well, Real American Beer is.
Yeah, but you have another sponsor of a liquor that is
Right.
more aimed at Raw. I mean, you
Hmm.
have, you know, what I mean, the what is it, whiskey or is it gin that Cody's been
I think it's whiskey.
whiskey?
Is
I
it
mean,
whiskey?
you have the Rock
Or
with
is it tequila?
Well,
Oh, no, it's vodka. It's vodka.
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 But yeah, I mean, it's just like
Wheatley vodka.
yeah, Wheatley. You know, you've seen them all throughout, and it's just like now you have Great American Beer, which again,
Real American Beer.
Real American Beer. My bad.
If you want to sponsor our show, Real American Beer, feel free to reach
Yeah.
out.
We'll put your name up on the,
we'll drink it while on
yeah.
the broadcast, make it even more interesting.
I just, you know, and then some of them you didn't even know. I mean, like we had to talk about. We figured out that the Saudis had their
Rion season.
Yep, they were up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Real American Beer is in 2 spots.
Yeah. Saudis are in 2, Cricket's in 2. Then you have Snickers in 1, who's been one of their biggest sponsors for the longest
Forever.
time. And then you have Netflix, which is way down there. Like I'm shocked Netflix wasn't on the top,
Or even in
because-
the middle.
or even in the middle, but
Yeah.
on the top because that would have been from the hot camera angle.
Right.
You would have had that on top, not the bottom.
So it's funny, is like I was shocked that there was no Prime and no Slim Jim.
Anyway,
But I my prediction in the future is we're going to see it on turnbuckles.
yeah,
like
but if-
AEW. So to me, like this almost felt like an AEW thing. You had the
Yeah.
dark ring with the sponsors everywhere. Like
one thing that I thought was interesting was in all these shows for the last, I think, 8 to 9 months, like they've had that Prime hydration station.
Yep.
That wasn't here.
Was not there tonight.
Is that a situation between Prime and Netflix? Is that why they weren't able to be sponsored?
Were they? Is it just going to be a SmackDown thing now?
Or is it wherever Logan
But
Paul
Logan's
is
going to
up?
be on Raw, is what they announced
Mhm.
at the press release a week or so ago.
He was there. Not a big ovation for
Yeah,
him
So
either.
was Kevin Owens. Oh, are you talking about the press release? Or are you talking
No,
about
Tonight.
Oh.
there were lots of celebrity cameos. So in tonight's episode, you saw a lot of publicity for
Yeah.
upcoming movies or current streaming stuff on Netflix, and the actor from that was there.
Yeah.
And they'd say, "Oh, tune in live for Fluffy's upcoming comedy
Netflix
show
special,
January 10th, by the way, Fluffy. If you want to sponsor, I will gladly talk to you again.
Absolutely.
And Vanessa Huggins, if you want to come in and be a guest on a show and sit you right in the middle right here. It'll be
Talk wrestling.
talk wrestling, and yeah, I'll leave it like that.
There you go.
And there's that Facebook jail.
That's right. And
what? And we
that's
got
when the
one like,
lawsuit
alright.
started.
You know, we got a
Well,
like
like
and
it
2
then.
views at this time, so we got the night owls watching. They're probably like, "What the hell's going on right now?"
Not Sunday night.
They just saw your pink jacket.
So,
You know, they thought it was something different. Different podcast.
different podcast.
That's it. So, what do you grade it tonight?
Overall grade?
A to F kind of grading or a
Yeah.
number scale.
Yeah, 8F. What do you?
I'll give it a B.
Yeah, you're going
I mean-
a solid B.
I'll go a solid B. Maybe B minus.
I would go more toward B minus just because like 1 match per hour. There's 4 matches tonight
Right,
in 3-hour period.
in a 3-hour period.
Well, and especially because like because it's been what, 2 hours for how long now?
Was it September? I want to
And I
say
want to say like that format has felt great. Like,
you had better production and talent stepped
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
I'd probably go a CC plus. Reason why is I thought it was too mushy and heartfelt. Cena comes out. Hey, I want to thank you. You know what I mean? Rock
Yeah.
comes out. It's hey, blessed. I'm blessed. And yeah, it's not what I want on Raw.
Oh.
We did hear the Undertaker came out, the American Badass, rode around the ring, didn't say 2 words.
I don't know if he rode around the ring or was he like scooting.
Right, kind of scooting, raises his hand, and drives off into the sunset. Now, again, right, he was on the very first Raw, if I'm understanding that
Yes.
correctly. Yeah. Which okay, that's pretty cool.
I would have went with Brett. There we go. Here's the time. I don't know what happened to our audio there.
No, it's just in our
Alright.
headset. Everybody else could hear it.
All right. Yeah, it's like for me, Brett was your champion on the very first Raw. I would have brought him out.
And it's 13 minutes 5 seconds.
Oh, and then we got our first hello.
Hey, look at that, Megan.
All right. But yeah, I mean, he came out okay. I mean, the John Cena thing, to talk about it kind of is like, I kind of knew it was going to be something. He's going to do that in every show that he goes to. It's going to be thinking that it's going to be the whole John Cena farewell tour.
I can't believe he has deflated except for his forearms. I don't.
There's something going on with that bicep. It does not look right.
Yeah. I mean,
man.
he is, according to the reports, he is full time.
Yeah.
He's going to be
For the whole year?
all year.
All year.
Is it just Raw? Or is it both?
More likely it'll be Raw.
Okay. So I think you'll see him kind of get into that ring shape probably in the next like 2 weeks, because he'll have, he'll cram everything. But I mean, I just thought it was really stupid. Like, I mean, we could predict it down the road, but like he name dropped the pay-per-views that he was going to be part of.
Well, you've got a good idea.
I mean, he's going to be at most of them.
Oh, he will be. But
Sure.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be on the full-time schedule, no Hollywood projects, no TV projects.
yeah,
He is committed to his last hurrah. And then once he's done in December, he is not ever, he's saying wrestling again. Not part-time, not for special, but we all know Saudi Arabia, money.
they're
talks.
going to throw, he'll need
I
some.
mean, they
money.
got Shawn Michaels to come out.
He'll do some great American thing.
Yeah.
So I was kind of prepared for to be kind of sappy and kind of not really fit the flow. But yeah, like Hulk Hogan came out, like doesn't even go to the ring.
Like, couldn't.
He couldn't even barely walk.
Right.
Fine, come back.
Jimmy Hart's 9 million years old.
Come back from commercial, put him in the ring, give him the moments to walk out there, like, you know.
But he was like booed. And
Oh, yeah. They don't like
and
him.
they just kept getting louder.
He
It's like,
stood up for Trump.
oh yeah, and that's where it's like, you don't have Hogan show up in a blue state.
No,
Right.
It's got to be a
especially
red
on
state.
today, like especially on today, you know, because they just had the whole, you know, remembrance of the
Oh, yeah,
storming. That was
Man.
today. Like that was
Right.
not good move. To be
We've got
like,
real American beer right here.
We do.
We do.
Well, it's empty right now.
It's empty.
We'll get more.
We'll get more
Yeah.
sponsors. Please send.
That's right.
But yeah, I just was. And then, you know, again, they had a couple of the. Again, you brought it up when we were watching it when they showed Tiffy, you know, the new SmackDown.
Hey, we're not there yet.
We're still talking about SmackDown.
That's
But again, they showed a champion without showing the belt. Right? I get it's the
Right.
other show. That's still your champion.
Well, and the world champion wasn't even there.
Yeah. Like no champion was really shown. The only championship that was, I mean, shown was of course the Rhea and Liv, but
And Travis Scott.
and Travis Scott, but that's not even a championship yet that's being fought. And you made a point to say at his concert, when is this going to be defended? You know,
Cody didn't have his
January 6th.
belt.
no one had like.
No,
Nobody.
they had no
Yeah.
belts.
And they had half the wrestlers were in the stands, not even
Right.
Yeah.
doing anything.
So now does that make? Now I'm going to pose a question: does Netflix do they redesign the belts now for Netflix? Is that why Netflix didn't want them on the?
They'll probably do.
Even if it's
you-
re-leathering it,
They're
you
going to
know?
do a unification after the ladder match.
Okay,
I think it's.
we're not there yet, sir. How does it feel?
Well, you just asked. Were you setting me up on purpose?
I was. I knew you would take that bait.
That's why I'm not married.
Reel that in. Reel that in.
You
Sorry.
really want to do a therapy session right now? And that's why
Not
you're
really.
That's hilarious.
I still love you.
The whiskey's going to kick in shortly.
Oh,
That's
mine
it.
already has.
I can tell.
There we go. There we go.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, and why wouldn't they? You know, you're selling the brand now. You know what I mean?
They're going to want to sell new belts.
All around the
Because
world.
it's what, a 10-year deal?
all belt, everything was 35% off today.
Oh, they
but
do that
normally
a lot.
it's- But normally it's 20.
No.
25.
No. It's usually 35 or 40.
Okay.
That's why I got that one for 40.
Okay. I am gonna probably buy that Funko.
I'm going to go buy it right now.
I might. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, so like I got this one. This Bret Hart hoodie was like 60 or something with their discount.
Yeah.
18 minutes right on the nose.
We already did it at 13.
I know. And now we're at 18. Every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes. Hey, it's almost like a Netflix commercial break.
That's
Yeah, we're
so
gonna start
true.
putting like bets like underneath the table, like
I mean, it's so bad. They somebody comes out, Uso comes out, takes a while, gets to the ring, then we go to break, and then they,
The other guy comes out, then
Yeah.
we go to break,
Then
and
they
then
rest-
they start the match.
they lock up and go around the ring 2 or 3 times. 2 minutes in.
Entrances, I was timing
Yeah.
tonight, were 10 minutes
10-minute
before the
entrances.
match actually started.
Good golly.
And then you got what couple matches were 10,
Yeah.
15, 20. And then the main event was actually a half hour.
I mean, passing grade, of course, but we'd have rather had more wrestling. I think.
yes.
I think it would
Well,
have.
and that's where AEW comes. And that's where if you put AEW and, like I've said before,
Mhm.
switch the name, give them that WWE production quality, they will blow this product out of the water.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
so-
forgot they were on Max. I've got Max.
So yeah, they started. We'll get into that
Yeah.
a little bit later.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong slide.
You're on the wrong slide, wrong
God damn
page.
it.
So like, here's some other takeaways from Netflix tonight. So there's no censorship
Yeah.
Okay.
with language and whatever. Yeah, Rock
We heard
Drop-
bullshit.
bullshit.
Yeah.
McAfee had bastard on there. Sometimes they got away from that, but I mean, for the most part, like it wasn't like AEW where they're constantly saying shit. But I mean, okay, there's that new edge a little bit.
Right.
I was actually expecting it to be more edgier tonight, and it felt like
I did too.
they were still kind of tamed.
Yeah.
It did have the TV PG rating, on their streaming platform.
Yeah. But we did show The Rock drinking tequila and then jumping.
And when The Rock
Right.
was in the ring at the start of the show, like he never mentioned Triple H.
No.
He mentioned Cody, he mentioned Roman, like all the Netflix gurus.
Yeah.
And they towards the end of the show, they were showing like an Instagram thing. Triple H went to go shake The Rock's hand, and Rock just like gave Roman a hug.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like there's rumors where H may be out soon.
Paul, the H may be silent.
Where The Rock bought more shares for TKO, like, and he holds grudges like no other.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Yeah, he does.
That is true.
Yeah, he does. Hey, Casaccio. I need a He-Man belt.
No He-Man belt.
What's up,
This is
Captain?
wrestling.
So, I mean, I will say this. I did just look it up. I mean, so we do have the premium package from Netflix,
Okay.
and there was still ads.
There's still ads with
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So when, like, 'cause again, before I showed up here, where I was watching it at home, and there was ads. That's why I was able to leave when I left and everything. And
I'm gonna have to renegotiate my contract. He's got
Right.
premium.
but I mean,
Whoa, hey.
but yeah, it was.
Brad lives in a double wide too.
Hey. But so what's the again? It's like we were talking about. Like you had all the ads. What's the point if you're just to have the tier if you're still gonna have the ads or not see any different content? Like so
Right.
Tom and I are gonna see the same show.
So now we're actually paying to watch Raw.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting it on USA.
Well, you were
Which-
paying for
Because I thought
cable.
there'd be more content with like the ring. Whoops.
Yeah.
Like that would be your advertising, or Pat and Michael Cole would be holding something, or the GM in backstage, or there's a
Yeah.
sign back there. That's what I was expecting, more of that kind of product placement like they do with their shows.
Yeah. Backstage tonight was not good. I give that.
There was like they didn't do anything till like 9:00.
Right. That's
Yeah.
why I say backstage was F today.
Yeah, and that was again another plug for a Netflix special with Gabriel. That was the
Gabriel,
one that's the one you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
yes.
was-
Megan says I pay for premium.
oh, whatever. But yeah, but the one thing we did look it up. It's not like on Peacock when they have their premium events, you can't watch it right away. You
Right.
have to wait for it to kind of be pushed. With the Netflix, Tom was able to re-watch the show right away.
Yeah.
So I mean that is the benefit of Netflix. If you're like, hey, I couldn't watch it live and I missed the first hour, I could go back and watch the first hour later.
Or you can just rewind it and watch
I'll
it.
rewind it exactly.
Exactly.
No, because I haven't tried that tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be curious. I'll probably tomorrow turn it back on again to see, like, can you fast forward through the commercials?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Or are they going to have a block on there? Because if they're going to have a block on there, that's going to be a pain in the ass
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
watching again.
Because again, that's the whole benefit of having a the DVRs where you're able to like, okay,
Mhm.
yeah. Or when it was on Hulu and stuff like that, you were able to quickly watch a 3-hour series,
Right.
in hour 20 or whatever it came out to be.
Let's see what else happened there tonight. So Macaulay Culkin was probably the celebrity that got the loudest pop.
He did. He looked good too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Macaulay Culkin versus Logan Paul.
Well, Macaulay Culkin looked to be about in the same shape as Pepsi Boy.
I mean,
Better shape.
he did do am I mixing him up with somebody else? But didn't he do a whole like celebrity like boxing or whatever?
I don't know if he ever did that.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he was big and when it was WWF after Home Alone. Like, he
Yeah.
was at a bunch of their shows. And they would constantly show him that. Like, he's always been that fan.
Okay.
And then the other fans that they had, there was Danielle Fishel, Will Friedle from Boy Meets World. Disappointed that Ben Savage, who played Corey on the show, wasn't there. But it's like, it was kind of cool with the reminiscent of them, like where like they had 2 or 3 episodes with Vader.
Yeah.
And one episode where they were actually in the WWE ring. I think that was Vader versus Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was a little disappointed Ben Savage wasn't there for the whole group, but I know they have their differences right now.
Yeah.
I don't follow him on social media, Tom. It's good that you know that.
Yeah. Useless trivia facts I'm good for.
That's it.
And then, like, yeah, the only original Raw guy they had was Undertaker, but he came out in his American Badass gimmick.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I would have Brett out there. He was the champion.
25, 24.
You couldn't have had Scott Hall, obviously, because he's dead. He was the very first.
I mean, you could have, but probably wouldn't show up.
We brought Tupac.
Might have got a better reception than than Hogan.
And let's see, the other matches tonight was Rhea regained the championship over Liv.
It was a good match.
I mean, yeah, again, it was a good Raw match, but when you're expecting a premium line event,
We should have counted how many finishing moves people kicked out of.
all of them.
Right.
Like I don't think anyone like
Right.
No, I mean, as we
both
said
wrestlers,
before,
the heel and the face.
Yeah.
finishing moves are dead in this industry. I mean, the only ones that they work for are the legends.
Yeah.
No one's gonna kick out of the pedigree from Triple H. No one's gonna kick out of the tombstone from Undertaker.
I will say this: the announcers table that was hardcore today.
Yeah,
That-
so they
That was built.
they have a new
That's why the hardcore
restructure.
title was there. It should have been sent plastic.
That's right.
They should have a match. Whoever breaks through the announcers table
Yeah, when they have a
first.
tables match next.
They tried. Even the Hood was pretty strong tonight.
Yeah.
They reinforced that.
Yeah, 'cause I thought that was very interesting. Like, it was not even. I think I had the running joke with Hayden was who's gonna punch first? Is it Roman or Solo? And then it was like within like the first 3 minutes of the match, right to the table we
Right
go.
to the
And it's like,
table.
that thing did not. But
When it didn't break with those guys, you
Yeah.
knew that thing was not breaking at all. And I
Yeah.
would have been ticked if it broke at the main event.
and I love on the main event they show it, and like you just see like Pat McAfee like looking, and there's like a whole like 4 to 6 inch piece of like side support. Like, yeah, this thing ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, it's
So now my worry is with the wrestlers, like we saw in the main event where Rollins did the pedigree to Pepsi Boy, where like usually the table breaks for those spots.
Yeah.
So you have that cushion.
Correct.
It
There
didn't
wasn't.
break.
No,
it
didn't move.
It was like going on concrete.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, like,
And they didn't clear it off either, because normally they at least, like there was still some of those monitors. Like, so when Pepsi Boy took a face, he took a face full of wire and Tom, I know you've done this for a while, and I know Ken, you have too. Those wires hit you in the face, they hurt.
right.
They hurt.
That's real.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's why I said, even how bouncy that ring was, I think it was super bouncy. The ropes were super spongy. But when you get put down on a chair on that, you're still landing on that chair.
Yeah, but then it was funny, like in the tribal match, like they brought out regular tables and they broke on like 2 or 3 of them.
Right in half. Yeah. Well, yeah. Where can you find those wood tables like that anymore? You can't. They're all plastic now.
I think on Facebook Garage.
Yeah,
That's where they're all at, like for free.
WWE's picked them all.
They're just
up.
like
They're
going,
all
okay,
in the
what time are we
warehouse.
going in? What they got tables? Okay, let's go pre-cut them and glue them back.
That's right. That's right.
But yes, I mean, and then the last, or we had Jay versus Drew McIntyre. Again, I was like, okay.
You're doing the same story you did with KO and Cody, where you had Drew had the opportunity to put his foot on the head of the snake and cut it off, and he didn't. So you're now going to get the whole internal turmoil with Drew McIntyre of like, oh, am I going soft? Am I not? Which is going to push this whole supposed storyline of Shield 2.0, because we always loved its 2.0 storylines now. And it's going to be supposedly the roster that I read was Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens. It was going to be the new form of the Shield. So, I mean, yes, it could work with those 3 guys, but again,
I do like that trio together.
I still like my trio though. That stable I created perfect. Heel team 6.
Heel team 6.
Because I mean, it's like They definitely are going to need more factions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And probably even in the trios belt, like you've said before, on previous shows. I don't know what
He does listening,
KO's.
Tent.
What? Huh? But it's like with KO's contract, like I don't know how much time he has left.
Yeah.
Because originally it was supposed to end in December. Same with the New Day. I don't know. I didn't see any reports that they resigned. Any of those guys resigned, so I think they're on injury time.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's going to last. Maybe for KO, it's till the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the last time. But
So they'll do him like they did all the other superstars. They'll put him through a car somehow, and some major table. Maybe he'll be the one to break the Netflix table.
Oh,
I wonder if the wrestlers have a bet. Who's going to break this first?
Freaking Bronson Reed and
Bronson Reed and
Braun
Braun Strowman have a match.
one big SOB.
they did highlight next week's show pretty good.
They highlighted
So,
it.
I do like how
The card, yeah.
they are announcing matches again.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
next week. The matches that we're getting next week, it's like, okay, this is just another Raw.
Yep.
You're going to have the Women's Intercontinental Championship crowned. You're going to have Finn and Damian Priest for the 10th, 11th time.
I think they should do it with Snapchat filters on.
Ooh.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Or no, they could be now Fortnite characters.
Fortnite characters,
Good.
right? Yeah.
That'll probably be a WrestleMania Fortnite match.
Hey.
There you go for the Wyatt Six and
Yep. Halloween time next year, Fortnite brings the Wyatt Six as the playable characters.
Ooh.
the Fiend.
I mean, but again, so all in all, I give it a B- because it wasn't the buildup of January 6th. We played for 2.5 months.
Oh,
We
even
knew-
longer.
Well, I mean, that's
Right.
when they started really doing the advertisement. Like
Right.
we knew the contract, we knew the date, but like that whole like Netflix January 6th,
Knew who for
1/6.
sure was going to show up.
Yeah, you knew.
Cena, Rock.
Yes.
We
but
didn't
you're-
get Charlotte Flair. We didn't get Becky back.
No.
Those were the rumors that they were coming back. Penta was supposed to be there tonight.
Yeah.
It
couldn't get past TSA.
could get past the 90-minute commercial breaks.
Oh. But hey, I mean, we're gonna have a phone call. That's gonna happen.
Hello? Oh, nope.
I'm gonna pay that bill.
I'm gonna pay that bill, yeah. But yeah, and the main event was Pepsi Boy versus Rollins, where half-hour match. I mean that was the only really long match, but the outcome of it sucked. I would have had a controversial ending.
Yeah.
So now it's just okay. You're going to have this guy that's 47, 48
Mm-hmm.
beat your workhorse in the middle of the ring clean.
Yep.
And barely doing anything in that match.
Yeah.
And where it looked like he did tweak his knee.
A couple times, yeah.
Did take the knee to the face.
Now I will give him credit. I will give Pepsi Boy credit if he comes out next week, and sells that he's beat up. Not the whole I don't know, like he did after
The Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell match. Not that much of a sell, but you'll come out bruised up to show at least that Seth freaking Rollins, the workhorse of WWE, did some damage. If you come out there and you're like, all right, I'm taking all challengers, then it's gonna be like, all right,
yeah, we gotta sell it.
And that's where he did the same thing in AEW.
Mhm.
And it's just wrong on so many levels.
yeah,
You're going to have, again, like Ken said, this out of shape, middle-aged, Palmer-looking guy.
It just doesn't even look like he gets in the gym.
Right.
I mean,
beat
Hulk
your-
Hogan looked in better shape. Not much.
Hogan was
better.
moving better too.
Again,
Hulk Hogan's arms look like two saddlebags on a donkey heading out west to the gold rush.
I would take those arms.
I mean, Pepsi Boys matches. I mean, these last couple have been entertaining for me, but I will say that I'm hoping that he gets hurt. You know, I mean, there's been spots where it's like, okay, you know, it's coming sooner than later. Like, I can't.
He is so injury prone.
I can't wrap my head around the guy. That's when I stopped. I'm like, this guy can't be the champ. You know, back then,
Right.
I was just like, too tiny. What is he, 218 pounds?
Right.
It's not just yuck.
And I mean, so now it's like the original rumor was it was supposed to be Seth versus him at WrestleMania for the main event for the world title. I don't think that's happening now.
No, I don't think so.
And I don't see him being in the main event.
No.
At all.
Yeah, that's okay.
Who?
Pepsi
Boy
Yeah.
or Seth?
Pepsi Boy.
Okay. No, I see him. I would like to go down the list here. I know we could talk about the next slide if you want to, but I mean, with John Cena's farewell tour kicking off, there was a lot of things that was mentioned. You got Rumble, Elimination Chamber, you know, WrestleMania, Money in the Bank. Like, you're not gonna have Cena win all of those events.
He's going to win one of them.
Yes. So in my mind, I think he's going to lose the Rumble. I think he's going to come in one, almost run the table, get flipped out on, you know, the last send over. But then I think he's going to win the Elimination Chamber. I don't think you can put Cena in a ladder match and have him realistically think he's going to come out on top, especially because how long they've been holding those Money in the Bank reigns. I mean, they've been now averaging at least 9 months.
Mm.
So it's like you got
the men's they have not cared about at all for how many years.
But I don't think you're going to give that to Cena then. I mean,
they've done a great job with the women's. They've done a horrible job with the men's.
If you give it to Cena, it's just because has he ever won the Money in the Bank?
He won it, cashed in, and lost.
Okay. So then that throws that out the window. Like, they're going to try to give him every accolade he does not have yet. But I do see him winning the Elimination Chamber, at least getting his title shot, and winning it. Like, we've had this conversation before, but I want to know, who do you for sure see him having? Do you think it's just going to be match week by week, or do you think they're going to put him in a story?
They're going to put him in multiple stories.
Okay.
I think we're going to see right now. I think as of today, I think Cena's winning the Rumble and going against Cody.
You think that? You think that's going to happen that soon? You think the Rumble?
No, and that's what I'm
saying. It's his last Rumble. How many times has he won it? Twice.
Exactly, he's won it. I mean, he's
won. But how many guys won it 3 times? So Austin, I think, was he won it?
I don't think anyone's won it 3 times.
Yeah, but when's he coming in? You
have
him
coming in one.
You having him come in one?
I'll be coming in at 20s.
I don't know.
So like there was a dirt sheet that came out with like the Rumble script. And
actually I saved that.
And in there they showed it was going to be Nia versus Tiffany, and then they had Tiffany already labeled as champion. And this was before Friday night, before we get into that.
Yes, it was.
So, and they had Cena winning and The Rock coming in at the very end. But I don't know if The Rock's going to be wrestling. Like tonight, my vibe with The Rock was he's not wrestling.
He's not wrestling.
No.
So that's why I think we're going to get Cena versus Cody, because they will be the main event. Cena's last main event ever for WrestleMania.
So the dirt sheets, I mean, it does say some interesting names on here. Again, it does say The Rock being the runner-up. They do show Cena coming in at 15. But yeah, and they show Randy and Kevin kind of coming in as 1 and 2. And I just feel like if you're gonna do that, then their feud needs to be happening right now. Like there needs to be storylines with them.
Well, their storyline is Randy's hurt right.
But if you throw Cena into, he wins the Royal Rumble and then he's in WrestleMania main event, he's either got to win it or the story is he's chasing the American Nightmare the entire time. The rest of the year.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like if you let him win the Rumble, why are you at Elimination Chamber?
Right.
Because the whole thing with Elimination Chamber is you get a title shot.
Right.
You're normally gonna take whoever the Royal Rumble winner doesn't take. you're kind of sloppy seconds. But why would
Nothing
you?
wrong with that.
There's I was waiting for it. Fucking damn it. That's how we get the TVMA rating.
And there goes our second viewer.
But no, you're not going to have him win the Rumble and win the Elimination Chamber. So if you're already pushing him to be in the Elimination Chamber, he has to lose the Rumble.
He doesn't have to lose. He can start a feud with someone else.
I mean, okay, but it's like they're not going to do that because they're not. I don't think Triple H is going to spit in fans' faces that bad. I think we're gonna.
We are in corporate mode right now with all the advertising. They are going to go with whatever money they can get.
You're still not going to have a person where it's going to be like, oh, he's in this. She's going to win one of them. You're not going to win both of them. So I think
the only two that make sense to fight Cody would have been The Rock or now Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, my preference was Randy wins the Rumble, goes after Cody for the championship, and then Cena somehow gets in there. Or we have Cena win the Rumble, Randy defeats Cody at Elimination Chamber, and then we have a triple threat with Cena, Orton, and Cody. Or Randy could also be going for number 17.
Right. I was going to say, got two guys going for 17.
Yes, there's going to be a Cena Orton feud, I believe, because that was his biggest rival.
That could be
for a while. Where we'll see Cena versus Pepsi Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know if there's going to be any young guys.
No, I mean he mentioned some people, but again, like I don't see him.
Logan Paul, I think, will be like at a Saudi Arabia event.
Yeah,
he's got to trust him. He's old.
Yeah, he's got to be able. I mean, because he even mentioned it on the show tonight was 2,000 something days since his last win, so
right.
You know he's got to be carried.
Yeah,
so you're not going to trust a no name to carry you.
But then who did he lose to was Solo, where he got obliterated, and then like Solo was then like pretty much a jobber after that.
Yeah,
for the bloodline.
Yeah.
I would love to see Randy Orton though come out with that whole legend killer mentality again.
Yep, that's where I mean that's like where, let's say you're Triple H's position. Okay, who's going to draw us money? Yeah. Well, we already know Cena right now has probably number one in merchandise sales after today.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be buying this crap all year.
Yeah.
So you're okay, he's going to be the main event of WrestleMania somehow. Cody is our new Cena. So we're going to have the old versus the new.
Well, obviously they're happy with him too, because The Rock was like, put us on his back and he carried us for an entire year by himself.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of that, like I really I wasn't expecting The Rock to do the whole Roman Reigns, because we all wanted the Roman Reigns Rock WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, when it happened, it made more sense for The Rock to do it because of just the whole island tradition.
Right.
So I was I was thankful that they did it that way, because now there's no undeniable reason. No one could be like, oh, well, he didn't get it from a high chief. He didn't get it from, he got it not the right way, which is what they always said about Solo.
Yeah.
He's not the real follow, not the chief. He's not this.
They mentioned The Rock today being the high
chief. But yeah, those dirt sheets also came up with the women's Royal Rumble with two people, Becky Lynch coming in at 1 and Charlotte Flair coming back at 25, being the winner.
Against Tiffany, more like.
Again, well, no, a runner-up would have been Becky, they're saying.
Well, no, but Charlotte will probably go face Tiffany.
Yeah. I mean, but again, that's another, you always wanted to see. The only person that I could ever see go against Charlotte was a Bianca, a Jay Cargill, and or a Tiffany now. Like those are the three people that I could see her again. This kind of always says that could realistically go up against that. Like when she used to always go against Sasha Banks and Becky, she wasn't as fit as she is now. I mean, Rhea Ripley's another one. Like I could see those two having a great feud.
Because Rhea defeated Charlotte for the belt.
Correct. But I mean, again, the show, I think, could have given us a lot more. But I think at the same time, there's a lot. I think a lot of people are reading between the lines already, and they know there's more to come.
Right. Yeah, you can't give everything away right away.
Yeah. Not this.
It's like a first date.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been years.
It's been years.
Let that cat out. Cat's out of the house today, guys.
Hey. You guys are so funny. So you mentioned it a little bit, like where we had SmackDown Friday, first SmackDown of the year, 3 hours long. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton cash in. And
I liked how they did the cash in.
I did.
I did too, and that's I like we were talked on Friday where I'm like I liked how they kind of jerked fans around.
Yeah.
Where okay, she's going to cash in. Oh no, now she's going.
Is she even there?
And that too.
Yeah.
And then her music hits, comes down, hits Naomi with the briefcase, and then Nia starts celebrating that she was won or whatever, and then takes out Candice LeRae, and then Nia, and then.
I mean, but big ups to your future girlfriend there. But Bianca Belair, she lifted that big girl.
Right.
She that definitely gave me some old Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant vibe there.
Well, and that's where it's like, since Triple H took over with Bianca, she's been stagnant.
Yeah.
And it's like when Vince was there, she was the next Cena-esque.
Yeah.
Especially for the females.
No, she was the person that they were building as a person to, lift up that women's division for sure.
And when they took the belt off her and then put her in a tag team division with Jade, it's like you are devaluing what you have. You need her to get the other talent better.
And I think they did that. We said it on many shows. They did that to carry Jade. I mean, they bought her off of AEW. They paid good money for her, and they needed somebody after that first match, and they were like, ugh.
And they injure her to get her off TV to get her some more training time now.
Now she's coming out with that DMX like Instagram post.
I mean, and that's a shame was where Jade looks like she has the it factor.
Yeah.
She has the beauty, the grace, the strength, all that stuff, but cannot wrestle.
No.
Still can't wrestle after his time. And then on your side, we now got Tiffany, who never did any type of wrestling before, was a collegiate gymnastics performer for years. And this is only her third year in the business.
So I'm glad you bring that up. Do you think, because again, Tiffany came from NXT, she came up through the system.
Yeah.
Jade is grown somewhere else.
Right.
Another company made her a star. You paid for it. Do you take care of your own, or do you do what AEW does, and they pay whoever they brought out? They paid the money for. They're going to give them a championship.
What happened at the main event tonight?
I mean, but I'll argue it both ways. I'll argue that though, because he was made here first.
Yeah, and he talked so much crap.
Correct. No. And that's
never coming back there again, all this bad crap. And then the guy that's actually been your workhorse, your macho man kind of wrestler for years, you have him lay flat on his back in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard,
twice now.
Yeah.
Did it with Cody.
Yeah. I mean, but I'll argue he's still a homegrown talent. I know you don't look at him as talentful, but he is a homegrown talent.
And I wouldn't say that because he was with Ring of Honor.
Well, so was Seth.
But but then Seth went to NXT and got developed there. So, and that's where it's like he was one of Dusty's kids.
But you had CM Punk.
Show's over.
Taking his ball and going home. Let's go off. No, but I mean, but you already had him on the roster when NXT started, so you didn't need him to go through NXT. You already had an established name. Seth, you didn't. So sending him to there and Daniel Bryan and all that, that's kind of just, I think it was just the nature of the beast. But with what we have now on that, if you bring Charlotte back, you bring Becky back, that women's title picture gets very
No,
diluted.
well, I'd say diluted. I'd say it makes it stronger. Well, the division's stronger.
I mean, the division's definitely stronger.
And having them back wrestling these new up and comers will hopefully develop them in the next set of superstars.
It's a
Because
lot.
right now, what do you have? Where's your next level coming up? Right now we have Tiffany,
Yeah.
and you have Braun Breaker that not using correctly at all.
No. I mean, on the main roster, yeah, you really don't have it.
That's like when Cody's 37.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's in his mid to late 30s.
So, and he said like he's planning on wrestling full time till he's 45. So, I mean, you got a few years there, but it's like when you look at the roster for the men's side, like they're all in their 30s.
Yeah, they're getting young.
They don't really have that young
Yeah, the 20s.
superstar.
Yeah, not yet. They got him. They just
39.
haven't released him.
Oh, he's 39 now. Oh, he signed when he was 37.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 30th, he'll be 40 though.
Wow.
Woof.
So
It's
he'll be 40
old.
this year. I mean, that's old for a
Ring,
champion. Like
It's a lot of ring years.
Yeah.
Well, you're seeing now what they're doing with Pepsi Boy, like making him unbeatable. Like,
Yeah.
they did it wrong with Hell in a Cell. Drew should have just annihilated him. I mean, they're doing the same mistake AEW did. They should have had him
Well,
start out as a.
Is his
Does he still have it in the Rocky?
merchandise sales that strong?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it's a repeat merchandise sale of what he's
Right.
been doing. What 2011?
yeah, I mean, it's like the Man Cow show. It's the same thing that was back in 1998, but I don't even know what's on anymore.
What station's that?
That's right. But what I saw tonight was we talked about it in the green room, was it's like they don't have any money, and so it looks like they're putting over, and his shirts are selling good this week.
Right.
We'll let him win.
Yeah.
You know. So,
So I mean, you pretty much had your top 5 merchandise guys all there on TV tonight.
Yeah. Rhea brings in good money.
Anyway, you had The Rock. That's up there. You got Roman. Yeah, Pepsi Boy. You had Jay and Cena.
Yeah.
And Cody too. Like that's your.
But Rhea brings in good money on the ladies'
I
side.
don't know how much she actually does bring in.
$7.
Hey,
pretty
well, you had you had one of the Bellas show up.
Yeah, Nikki
Yeah.
was there.
Nikki was there.
Nikki was
She
there.
was not, because of course she's been televised on AEW.
Right, supporting her husband.
So
Nikki's there supporting her ex.
yeah.
She's a free lady now.
Hey, shoot your shot.
That's it.
Shoot.
You look, but you
your-
can't touch.
Skate to where the puck's
Uh.
gonna be.
Trust me, Tom. I bet you if you shot that shot, you would let her touch.
No,
She'd touch
I
first.
prefer Brie over Nikki.
She'd touch first and then he'd shoot it. Never mind. Anywho,
Shrivel up like a
Skate
doll.
to where-
We got our second like on that comment.
skate to where the puck is going to be. That's what I say.
What else happened on SmackDown? No, I mean, it was 3 hours.
Yeah, honestly, after
New theme song.
new theme song. I mean, I'll be honest. After the Tiffany match, I thought it was over, just because that's kind of how they've ended a lot of shows, where it's like, you know, a champion was, changed
Right.
hands, things like that. So like, I honestly thought it was over. Came back in. And I was disappointed in the show, just because, like, again, we all thought that today's show was going to be that upper echelons of a show.
And jam packed with action.
Yes, and it wasn't. And I just feel like you kind of I watched SmackDown with that intent of, Raw is going to be real good. Like, they're saving stuff for it. They're saving stuff. I was kind of disappointed, first time kind of disappointed. So,
Ah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. It was a flat tire.
Yeah, it was definitely a flat tire.
It's like when you go in the fridge and you're going to grab like either your favorite beverage or like pudding or something like that, a snack or whatever. You knew it was in there before,
Yep.
And then you go now, and
And
then
you got
it
a 9-year-old that sneaks out in the middle of the night and drinks it all. Yeah,
drinks it all, and then puts the container back.
Right.
he doesn't do that one. He hides it on me.
Not
but,
yet.
Like you're like, I knew that Mountain Dew was right there.
Yeah. I'll get like I'll take
It's like really wanting a pickle, and all there is sweet pickles.
or just the juice for whatever reason.
Right. Yeah. Just the pickle juice.
Save
So,
that for the bet chaser for your whiskey.
That's right.
Ugh.
are we playing a game today or
No, we're not.
All right, we'll skip that.
Well, we're way past that.
We're way past the game time. All right, let's get to AEW.
Yeah, let's do that. I forgot that they were on Max.
So this week, January 1st, I think is when they started streaming on Max Live.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like we talked about like on Friday, like what concerns about how WWE streaming was going to be on Netflix after the Jake Paul Tyson fight, and like I said, like WWE's been doing this for years. They have their own production crew. Like it doesn't matter what they're on, they'll make it work. And like today on Netflix, perfectly fine for streaming wise.
I'm curious to see the numbers come out and see like, because that's everyone's going to compare it to that now. It's like, okay, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, first 10 minutes of the fight had 100 million views, whatever it is. This is what Raw had. Like, there's going to be that. WWE is going to push it out there to try to show that, like, hey, we didn't skip at all, because they made a comment about it with The Rock.
Right.
He's going
to go up there and whoop their candy ass.
Yeah, whoop their candy ass like Squid Game.
Cheap show plug.
Oh, definitely a cheap show plug for sure. I mean, I will ask, who were the two guys? I know we're going back to Rob really quick. Who were those two guys that The Rock went back, or Triple H? Someone like they were like front and center. By the hard cam that like a couple people acknowledged. Like, did you know who?
I think those were Netflix people.
There's lots of Netflix people there.
Okay,
so they had some in the front row, they had some in the suite,
in the box,
and some in the back. Like,
okay, I
don't know if any of them were on TKO.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe they were TKO board members or something. Because
I mean, that's again, it's like how Rock was kind of treating Triple H there. In those brief videos, like his days be numbered. But back to AEW, so what I noticed with their streaming, it was, you remember when when Roman was walking with Paul Heyman in the tunnel tonight?
Yeah.
Where it was like that weird speed.
Yeah.
That's what I had with Max.
Okay.
For AEW. It was like that weird processing speed. It shows better live on TNT, but if you don't have TNT and you just have Max, you'll get used to it over time. But for me, it's like that just always annoyed me. That gigahertz speed that they run it on.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a lot. I mean, again, not really watching much AEW. Like I told you on Friday, I did watch it because it was on Max. I was able to, go to my HBO Max app and find it. It was very easy to find. But yeah, I mean, it was
Adam Copeland comes back.
It's Cope now.
Well, yeah, Cope.
He can't use Edge anymore.
Yeah, cannot use Edge. Well, we heard that.
So we heard Edge. There a little subtle shot at him on Raw tonight.
Yeah. So it was definitely an interesting show. Again, same thing though. I thought I would have seen more, being that this was kind of their like push into that streaming as well, and it just kind of.
So I don't know about on your Max, but I had to go actually search AEW to find it.
I automatically did that. I didn't even it wasn't
because I could not find that on their main screen at all. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go search and type in AEW. Then also all the stuff pops up.
Well, and that's also, I mean, I don't know what you're looking up a lot, but like even if like me on Netflix,
I do not. There's no more Shannon tweets.
I meant
stuff.
What do you watch on Mac? Don't go into that. Privacy mode doesn't work.
90s Max. Skinamax.
Skinamax.
But like with Netflix, for me, it was WWE was not a top section, and I noticed on yours it was, and I just think that's more of, we have the personal profiles. We have the kids that always are watching random things, so it's like that algorithm is jacked up, so it's like I saw like yours, there was a lot more wrestling content on that top set page. It's like your categories that you
okay. So the other thing with AEW too, they debuted a new theme song. I don't know what Tony Khan is smoking, but do you know what their new theme song is?
Some of that sage.
It is an 80s song.
Okay.
So Collision is Saturday Night by Elton John. It's
Okay.
been that since start of Collision, which again, like I don't understand why you would use that song for wrestling. So now AEW Dynamite is the Pointer Sisters. I'm so excited.
Oh my
What?
I am
Right,
so
it is.
excited. So now all I could think of is Jesse Spano on caffeine pills from Saved by the Bell. Wait, how do you have wrestlers going to this?
Right.
Like, do some classic rock.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong.
Yeah.
But you also have a person on your roster
Pretty much
could
the
make-
board.
Yeah.
that could make you a song that you could have all the rights
Use.
to and everything like that.
You could.
And double dip and make more money.
You could.
But I mean, like AEW, like they've been having great matches. Like what's funny is Ricochet has been out there and being booed horrendously, almost like Dominic Mysterio whenever he's on TV.
Gallagher. He looks
So-
like Gallagher.
Dirty Dom ass.
Dumbass.
But so like there's 2 weeks ago on AEW they had a segment which reminded me of the show Heels. So in the show Heels, when the brothers are wrestling, they throw tissue
Yeah, tissues.
at the brother.
Mhm.
Well, here they're throwing toilet paper at Ricochet.
Yeah.
And now he's now embracing the heel mode, and I think that's going to benefit him more because they were trying to make him the good guy in the face, and
Yeah.
the crowd just was not getting behind him at all. But
I mean, hey, I've always liked Ricochet. I mean, I thought that I've always liked the cruiserweight, the speed,
and that's what AEW is good for.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm kind of shocked more City Machine Guns did not go to AEW because that will fit more of their repertoire.
Yeah, I think it was just for them. They've been in the industry
dream.
for so long, the dream of getting titles at WWE, and they got them. And that was one of the other matches at SmackDown, but
So
you had interference there, and
all right, I think wow. We
Yeah,
wrapped
that
up
was a
our
quick
time.
hour.
We got a quick
Late
hour.
night.
Thanks for watching. Anything else you want to add? Or
nope.
Kent and I got an early morning meeting.
That's right. And of course, if you've missed an episode, go out to the YouTube channel, check it out. Just look it up. 216 Creator Studios. Smash the bell, get notified, and hopefully here by the end of the month we'll have our own viewing channel for Let Me Tell You Something, Brother, on
nice.
there, and we'll be able to point you there. But always a bunch of good stuff happening at 216 Creator Studios. Follow, subscribe, and check out a good time. Once again, from Tom's Production Studio, 216 Creator Studios, this has been another episode of Let Me Tell You Something, Brother.
You gotta get that Hogan audio.
There we do.